From recent movie announcements to new fitness fads, I've got all you need to know right here. Welcome back to Maroon 360. I'm KayLeigh McCool. After a 42-16 Bulldog victory over the Kentucky Wildcats this weekend, senior quarterback Dak Prescott was named SEC Offensive Player of the Week after completing 25 of his 35 passes for 348 yards and 3 touchdowns, as well as 117 yards of rushing yards and 3 touchdowns as well. The Mississippi State football team will make its 6th consecutive bowl appearance as the Bulldogs will take on NC State in the 14th annual Belk Bowl in Charlotte, North Carolina on Wednesday, December 30th. Kickoff between the SEC and ACC teams will be at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Mississippi State is the designated home team, and cowbells are allowed in Bank of America Stadium. After the Christmas break, the MSU men's and women's basketball teams will start SEC play. The men's team will host Texas A&M on January 6th, followed by the women's game on January 7th, as Hail State Women's Hoops will host the Auburn Tigers. It was a big weekend for MSU senior defensive end Ryan Brown as he was named SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week. This past Saturday, Brown and the Mississippi State Bulldogs defeated the Troy Trojans 45-17. Brown had a record 7 tackles for his career best and also 3.5 tackles for loss, including 1 sack. MSU's trio of quarterback Dak Prescott and receivers Fred Ross and De'Runnya Wilson were named to the 2015 All-SEC Coaches Team yesterday. Prescott and Ross earned first-team accolades, while De'Runnya Wilson earned second-team honors. Dude, it's Friday. Your MSU football team aren't the only ones playing this weekend. Your MSU Diamond Dogs are halfway through their fall ball scrimmage series, so come check them out this weekend here at the Dude.
It's a great environment right now. It's a great atmosphere. Everybody's here, ready to work, ready to get better, and we've got one common goal in mind. That's win a national championship just like every year. So we've got 46, 47, however many guys we have right now. Every single one of them has the same thing in mind. That's what we're working on.
Your MSU football team is on the road for the 2nd straight weekend as they travel to College Station, Texas this Saturday to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Here's what Coach Dan Mullen had to say about the upcoming game. The students of Umpqua Community College in Oregon are now expected to return to school after the deadly school shooting that occurred last week. Although classes did not resume right off, many of the students and staff of the university returned for counseling sessions and to pick up their belongings that were left behind during the narrow escape. South Carolina head football coach Steve Spurrier has announced his immediate retirement from coaching today. The 70-year-old former Heisman quarterback will leave coaching after 37 years in the business, including a 1996 national championship victory with the University of Florida. The Crimson Tide are coming off a huge win against LSU and are ranked in the top 4 in all major polls. The winner of this game will have a significant edge in winning the SEC West and ultimately a chance at a playoff berth. MSU and Alabama will kick off at 2:30 p.m. this Saturday on CBS. The NCAA Final Four is set to kick off this Saturday from Indianapolis, Indiana. First, it's a battle of 2 legendary coaches, Mike Krzyzewski, aka Coach K, and the Blue Devils will face off against Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans. The 2 coaches combined have totaled 19 Final Four appearances with their respective schools. Michigan State is the 7th seed out of the East region, knocking off the Louisville Cardinals to make it to the Final Four, while Duke is the 1 seed out of the South, taking down Gonzaga to reach the Final Four. There is no off-season for head baseball coach John Cohen and the MSU baseball team as they return to business as usual at the Dude once school started. For the players, fall ball is the time to learn individual and team strengths and weaknesses on and off the field and how to execute and clean those things up before the season kicks off in the spring.
The big thing this year has just been earn everything, and ever since we got back here we hadn't really been given anything. I mean, from your hat to your shoes to the shirt that you wear every day, nothing's been given to you, and that's how it should be. And I feel like that you have to focus up every day.
MSU fans have one last chance to see head coach John Cohen's Diamond Dogs and his new recruiting class, which was named the 5th best incoming class in the nation by Baseball America, before they begin preseason practices. From the candy to the costumes, Halloween is a fun-filled time for kids and adults alike, but it can pose some dangers to young participants. A few safety tips to follow to make this year's festivity a trick-free treat. Always stay in groups and stay in lighted areas. Add reflective or glow-in-the-dark tape to children's costumes and trick-or-treat bags. Parents should avoid allowing kids to wear masks in order to prevent breathing and vision difficulties. 42 is supposed to be a reinforcement of Section 201 of the amendment to better fund public schools for the state of Mississippi. Also in that section, the legislature must fund the system of free public schools, but the Chancery of Courts are in charge of how the funding will be allocated. Voting takes place November 3rd. Senior Gavin Ware scored 12 points and Fred Thomas had 11. Seniors Craig Sword and Johnny Zupardo ended the night with double-doubles, both with 10 rebounds, and Sword with 14 points and Zupardo with 12. The regular season begins Friday at 8 p.m. as the Bulldogs take on Eastern Washington. Tonight we're out here at Cowbell Yell. This thing kicked off at 9 p.m. tonight at Davis Wade Stadium here at Scott Field. Cowbell Yell, this is the 5th annual Cowbell Yell they've done. It's kind of like a pep rally before each opening weekend home game.
I think I first started playing, I was kind of scared because I was playing against the guys, and then I just got better after that because I don't like losing. Day in and day out, working hard, and each and every game, just being consistent, putting up numbers, good, decent numbers. Just being more of a consistent scorer, rebounding, and I guess kind of leading the team too, along with Morgan. So just leadership-wise, being a consistent scorer and rebounder.
He's worked harder probably than anyone in the off-season going into this year on her game and trying to improve in a lot of different areas. And so I'm awfully proud of her and her work ethic, tireless worker in practice, and a great teammate.
We have so many expectations to live up to, so actually just coming out and knowing that we're going to live up to those expectations, and just knowing with the big games coming up, South Carolina, Tennessee, all those Kentuckys, and we know that we're playing them at home. It's just knowing that the crowd's going to be amazing. It's just exciting.